Breaking tonight at 6, 2 crashes marring traffic on interstates across central Indiana.
What you're looking at here is I-65 southbound about 2 miles south of Franklin at a standstill right now. After a crash there, we're told at least one person is injured. And then from there, let's take you up to the northeast side. This is traffic on I-69. This is the southbound lane there on the left side of your screen. It is stalled there after a crash near 106th Street. We're told there could be an injury there as well. So lots of backups, lots of concerns, and the big issue, the gusty winds and the extreme cold, and that's icing what snow is left over.
Yeah, and we've got some snow bursts.
Right, I was just going to mention.
On radar as well, and we've got wind that's cutting across some of these north-south sections of the interstates. That could be playing a role, but you should be traveling with caution if you have to go out. And a lot of areas are still on essential travel only, but you can see there in Morgan County, Johnson County, some of these snow bursts. We expected we were going to see some of these. In addition, it won't take much. Temperatures obviously well below freezing, and we're going to get much, much colder overnight tonight. Eventually, that wind is going to we're in the 15-20 range. It'll get down to the 5 to 8 range tonight, combined with limited cloud cover and obviously the fresh deep snowpack. Temperatures will drop very quickly in the coming hours. We are at 13 right now in Indy with a northwest wind at 11. And this is what I mean. These numbers are going to drop really fast as we go through the overnight. Wind chills in the 15 to 25 below range, and temperatures by early tomorrow morning in the 5 to 10 below range. Coldest night of the season, coldest night we've had in years, and we're going to be locked into several more days of sub-zero low temperatures. We'll have some snow chances to detail as well, 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
Sean, thanks. It's really important for you to realize that weather like this can be deadly. Tonight, the Marion County coroner is working to determine if the weekend weather storm and frigid temperatures contributed to the deaths of 3 people in our area. The first, they say, was a man found dead inside his home on Saturday. We're told that home did not have functioning heat.
A woman was also found dead in her home that same day. And then yesterday, another woman was found dead outside her home in the snow, right next to a snow shovel. The coroner right now is reminding people to take precautions with several more days of extreme cold ahead.
And if you're out and about on the roads today in Indianapolis, you probably saw a mixture, some decent main roads, but the side streets still an issue, definitely not 100% in the clear.
Yeah, viewers have been telling us a lot of those residential roads are still covered in snow. Our Ella Rhodes went back out to check on it. So Ella, based on the streets that you're seeing, how do they look?
Yeah, well, what residents saying is what we're seeing. These side streets, these smaller residential streets are just still covered in snow. We're here in Fountain Square area on Laurel Street driving through. And this is a two-way street. As you can see, there's cars parked on both sides, but really only one car can get through at a time. You can really tell that, this needs to be plowed again. Clearly a plow has been through here, but it's just not enough. We're barely going 10 miles an hour here. Just really trying to be safe. We saw a car ahead of us earlier. Their tires were spinning just because there's so much snow still left on these roads. So you got to be careful on these side streets for sure. But you got to take a look at this video from earlier. This is here in Fountain Square. Neighbors say they saw a plow come through once or twice on some of their side streets, but roads are still very treacherous. DPW says plows complete one pass down the center of a roadway to make it passable. Over on the south side in Perry Township, John Benesh says he hasn't seen a plow in his neighborhood. He says many of his neighbors, including himself, can't leave their homes because of the heavy snow still covering the streets. He says this happens with nearly every storm, and he feels confined and aggravated.
It's a mess, but they're leaving us out here, and basically we're forgotten. And with the kind of taxes we pay over here, no, this ain't right.
So contractors with DPW, well, DPW tells us that their contractors have completed all their plow routes, but Indy DPW is going to inspect those routes, and then they'll also go through the Mayor Action call line to make sure all those roads are covered and plowed in case they missed anything, because obviously there are a lot of roads in our city. And as you can tell where we are right now, still on Laurel Street, driving through, you just got to go so slow on these side roads and these smaller streets, because you just don't know. There could be ice under all of this snow as well. So you just really got to be careful as you're driving. This is the exact spot where we saw someone spin out. So it's just super careful to pay attention where you're going. And DPW says they are going through to make sure that these streets get plowed soon. Anne-Marie and Scott.
All right, Ella, thanks so much. Some good reminders there. Right now, most of the state of Indiana has downgraded to a travel watch. That means only essential travel is recommended. Here's the map right now. That means things like going to and from work or if an emergency arises.
And you can also track the sub-zero temperatures and the snow bursts that we've been talking about by using our live Doppler 13 weather app. We've also got closings and delays posted there, and it's a free download. Go get it. You'll find it in the App Store.
Now to the east side right now, where some people are concerned. They're frustrated after learning that a Y in their community is going to close in a little over 2 months.
Yeah, we're talking about the Randsburg YMCA. Today, our Matthew Foltz shares how community members there are fighting to save it and what state leaders plan to do to help them.
The Randsburg YMCA, a gym on the city's east side near 10th and Short Ridge Road.
I've been coming to this YMCA for over 4 years now.
For Abigail Clark, it's more than just a gym, but more like a second home.
I spend almost every single day here in my summer.
But those summer workouts are coming to an end. The YMCA now announcing the Randsburg location will be closing in a few months.
So I am just devastated and completely shocked to be losing this. It's such an important part of our community.
The YMCA says this location will be closing on March 31st because of financial challenges there.
Now until March 31st does not give us a lot of time to create safe spaces for the children and seniors that this is going to be affecting.
It's now why Clark is trying to save the location, creating a Facebook group that now has over 800 members.
It just seems a little bit negligent to just be sharing this information with the community. They did not give us any time to come together and raise funds, especially when they are building brand new YMCAs in wealthier communities.
I consider this an emergency situation.
The announcement now has Indiana State Representative Robin Shackelford stepping in.
I've worked out there, I've gone to events there, so when I saw it in the news, it just caught me by surprise.
She says the state has the money to help.
We received a budget estimate that we're actually not as in much debt as we thought we were. Actually not in debt at all. We have a huge surplus. So there's no reason that we can't open back that budget and give back those funds.
Shackelford is now drafting a letter during this General Assembly.
Let's get all the East Side legislators together. We'll go on a letter together and present it to the leadership. And that will be our request, that we want to see these funds given back to the YMCA.
In the meantime, Clark and others will do everything they can to save a space that means so much to the East Side.
This place, it's a family, and everyone here they care for each other, they support one another. This is, for a lot of older folks, this is the only sense of human interaction they get in a day, and this is for the only safe space for a lot of children.
Reporting on Indy's East Side, I'm Matthew Foltz, 13 News.
Matthew asked, but the Y declined to do any interviews with him today. They do tell Matthew that right now instead they're focused on helping members who rely on financial assistance and also their staff, helping them transition to other Y sites in the area.
Police in Lafayette released video today showing the arrest of several people charged in that shooting of a judge and his wife. Tonight, our Rich Nye shows us that video ahead of the suspects making their first court appearances tomorrow.
4 days after the shooting, police arrested Thomas Moss at a home in Tippecanoe County. Moss is a multiple-time convicted felon who was scheduled to go on trial for more felonies 2 days after Judge Steve Meyer and his wife Kim were shot in their home. Bullets came through the front door after someone knocked. Police allege Moss's business partner and fellow Vice Lords gang member Raylan Ferguson is the shooter. He was arrested during a traffic stop in White County. Blake Smith was arrested at a house in Dayton, Indiana. Smith allegedly bought the gun used in the shooting. 2 women are also charged in the alleged conspiracy.
By targeting members of the judiciary, these individuals didn't just attack a person, they attempted to strike the very foundation of our justice system and the safety of our entire community.
Kim and Steve Meyer are recovering.
The shooting case is assigned to Judge Meyer's court here in Tippecanoe County, but a special judge in Cass County has been assigned to the case. And 4 of the 5 people charged, who are in custody here in Indiana, make their initial court appearance on Wednesday in Cass County. In Lafayette, Rich Knight, 13 News.